Hey, it's Clay Trader, and I am back again for the third day in a row with HESG, Health Sciences Group Incorporated. Like I said in yesterday's video, I will do this one for the next, 3 months straight if the chart keeps giving me reason to do it. And after today, it's given me another reason. So I want to get the chart updated, kind of go over what's been going on, and then also point out a little quick chart lesson that may be useful for these sorts of stocks in the future for people. So actually, before I forget about to do that, let's just start off there. What I'm going to do is go to the 5-minute chart, and what I want to point out here is uh, this level right up here at 0.0018. This is the 5-minute chart, so for people that aren't familiar with charts, all that means is each one of these bars, your candlesticks as they're called, is 5 minutes worth of price action. So this may look like a long term here, but if you look down here at the time scale, you can see that it's, this all these candles here represent about an hour's worth of time. So what am I talking about? What's my point? Well, if you look up here, you can see that 0.0018, the price just kept bouncing off there time after time after time. And if you're watching level twos, I'm sure this was evident also. But this is where charts can really help out. Starting here at 1020 is when the price finally got up there and started to hit 0.0018, and all the way until 12:10, so almost 2 hours, just about hour and 50 minutes worth of action. So think about that. During the day, that's a pretty long time. If you're sitting there kind of just waiting, an hour, almost 2 hours, that's quite a while. But if you had not been in the stock yet, you could have watched this and seen, wow, okay, this 0.0018 level, that's pretty thick. Clearly 0.017 wasn't, because it didn't take, only took about half an hour to break through there. But when it started to get towards this point, you're thinking, all right, wow, this is taking a while. It's been almost 2 hours and the price still hasn't gotten above 0.018, but it's bounced off it a bunch of times. But then this is where the power of charts comes, and once again, this is more from a day trader's perspective, but this can be used on other charts. Then all of a sudden we broke above 0.018. You look down here at the volume, very nice. And then from there you can see what happened. Went off just real quick, started to blow through all these levels. So 0.018 had been so stubborn, but after that had fallen, it cruised all the way up until 0.0023 before finally hitting some resistance again. But that just shows how quick these things can move when they get through these stubborn levels. And clearly by using charts, you could see that this 0.0018 level was a big stubborn level. But when it got through, in a matter of 20 minutes, it had gone up that fast. So just quick little lesson, one of those things where you always want to be keeping your eye out, using the charts to figure out where is the stubborn level. And very clearly today, the stubborn level was at 0.0018. But when it did fall, you saw the results. That's what's great about stubborn levels. Sure, they're annoying, but if and when they do fall, usually they get moving pretty quick. So back to the daily chart and getting things updated. These two lines here were resistance levels. There we go. And this is where I pulled them from. This level here was taken from over here, this from right there. And this was actually more of an important one here at, let's see, this was at the 0.02 level. So just keep those in mind where I got them from. And technical analysis 101 states whenever our resistances are broken, they become support levels. So that is the first thing that needs to be corrected now, is these are now being turned to green because they have both been turned into support levels. Now what I'm going to do with this one is actually change it to a thinner green, just because this is more of an ideal support level, meaning if it does fail, no big deal, no reason to freak out. Okay, I just got a phone call, so I can't remember exactly where I was. All I remember is I was talking about support levels. So I'll just start from the top real quick. This skinny line up here, this is what's going to be your ideal support level, meaning ideally this is where you would like to see the price hold. If it doesn't, no need to freak out or jump off a bridge. Things will still be fine. And then we have these other support levels, which I'll talk about. This one used to be our must hold, and I'm not going to explain what that means. If you go back and watch the other videos, you'll see what a must hold support level is. But this one, no longer exists, and I'm going to take this one away too as support. The new must hold level now is going to be this level right here. And like I said, if you really want to know what a must hold is, you go back and watch those other videos. But real quick, in a nutshell, this is the level where if the price comes down here and closes below it, that's not a good thing. And that's all I'll say about it. Will the price come down here? I have no idea. But clearly you can see from closing way up here, if the price were to drop down here, you obviously wouldn't want to see it drop below there. So that is going to be our current must hold level. This support level here, which was at 0.014, this was the resistance that I talked about yesterday. This has been broken, now turned into support. So if you want, you can call this little zone between 0.0014 and 0.0015, which is this high. That's totally up to you, but from a support standpoint, this is where we stand now. And the other thing to note, which is just extremely impressive, is down here at the volume. Today's was a little less volume than yesterday, but actually it was more. That might sound kind of abstract, but if you're talking about dollar volume, today's day was much higher than yesterday's, because keep in mind, yesterday all the shares were trading between these prices, and this was over $1 million worth of dollar volume, very not good. But then today you look, and all the shares traded behind this even higher range, and just about the same amount. So dollar volume was even more today. So the point I'm trying to make there is really just that this is very impressive. There's tons of eyes on it. There's all sorts of people playing it, and it's one of those where, it's a talk of iHub, #1 board there. And if you don't know what iHub is, just stands for InvestorsHub.com, just a huge message board forum. It's gotten over 100,000 reads today already on the board. So there's lots of eyes on it. There's lots of internet chatter. So a lot of people are watching. Now we need to hop and figure out where these new resistance levels are, since we've broken through all of them now. And looking here, the next resistance level that I see, which is going to need to be broken, is right here. There's some price congestion there, and actually if I go there and zoom in, you can see that we had a low there. We had a couple closes right there. Had 3 closes, and this level right here is at 0.0025. The next level after 0.0025 is going to be right up here at 0.003. So now we're starting to get some bigger gaps in the resistance levels. So I need to extend that all the way over here. I have to just do it this way. There we go. Extend this. So remember, that's where I got these 2 lines, was from right here, and then we had some highs. And then I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. We'll just focus on one thing at a time. I guess we're going to have to use this in order to see them. But let me change these to red, and these are going to be, like I said, our new resistance areas. Will they be very thick? That just really kind of depends on how much the people want to hear just take off, as long as people aren't completely hitting the bid. And that's the other thing. This is a great example of a stock where the majority of people are selling on the offer. There's not too much bid whacking. Yes, there's bid whacking going on, but it's nothing insane. So it's really helping the stock breathe. But these are going to be the next 2 resistance levels, and if there's closes that get above them, we'll get those updated. But for now, you still got plenty of room to go to the upside here. But if there is a pullback or anything, no need to freak out, as long as the key support levels do hold. Pullbacks are part of the market. People want to take profits, and this one has been just a really absolute beast. So who knows, it may keep defying chart gravity and going up. I don't know, but if it does pull back, use these lines as your guides in terms of how strong the chart's holding up with any sort of pullback. And then the last note, on any pullback, you want to see the volume be as low as possible. You don't want to see some huge volume bar like this on a big red candlestick. But if it does pull back and you get something much smaller, that would be ideal. So that'd be the other thing to watch if there is any sort of pullback or sideways action. So if there are any other questions on the chart, please let me know. If you have not yet, please go and check out bullmarketnewsletter.net. If you go there and sign up for the free newsletter, you will get a free ebook which goes over tips and tricks on how to use charts to pull profits out of the market. And with your subscription to the newsletter, you'll get chart setups, trade ideas, educational pieces, all sorts of things, from penny stocks up to big board. So there's a good variety, something for everybody. We've been making some good money together, so it's definitely worth at least checking out. One more time, this was HESG, and congratulations once again to everybody.